if I just
Words? Can we get them out?
brain
Let's
farted.
get them out. Let's get them out.
If Carbon NA wins this match, we'll be going to a game number 3. If not, it'll be game number 2, and all of the casting for today will be doing semifinals and finals tomorrow. Shane, I'm at 5 seconds. Are you at 5 seconds?
I am so 5 right now. 4.
Are you so ready to do this?
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 2 of the best of 3 series between Carbon NA and Blood Groupies. Blood Groupies, they pretty much just had their draft gave them such a big advantage in the laning stage. They took that advantage, they ran with it, and here we are, match point for them. If they're able to take this here. Let's introduce them. Live Lunatic on Faye, Ramberg on Chimera, Adrian GG on Grux, Blaze Master B on Murdoch, and Ghost FTG on Howitzer.
We've got Nerf Mundo rocking the Seva Frog, Airsick Hydra back on Iggy, Kalaribot on Gadget. Mr. Wacko is playing Sparrow, and I Fairless is on Muriel again. So Muriel, Shane, let's talk about Muriel.
Let's talk about Muriel, bro.
There was no Decker ban, so we're not seeing the other team pick up Decker.
Interesting.
Which I think has to do with more of they don't have. I mean, yes, they have the Ghost, they can wombo combo, but I think they're going to rely on Faye and Ghost for that wombo combo. But Muriel starts off very early game. She's strong. Early game, she has a very strong presence when it comes to lating.
So strong, the strongest. It's tremendous.
But late game, she turns into more of. We see the alts going from Reversal Fortune going more from a defensive to an offensive ability.
Yeah.
Where they're using these to set up those team fights and set up. Securing kills. We didn't see a lot of that last game. We saw. They got to be very careful here. They're gonna hit the smash grab, get the Muriel on smash grab. There's the leap. It's Muriel though. Again, very strong early game. She's gonna be able to shield and get out of that. They were looking for the Sparrow, but unfortunately they didn't get it. Blaze Master B's got to be careful here. Again, if Mr. Wacko plays Sparrow, he knows he's picked up that E, and that's going to do stack damage as he consecutively lands those basic attacks.
Oh, now the turnaround here. I said, you want to try to gank us? Well, guess what? We can do the same thing. Anything you can do, we can do better. The move along is there. The root is going to be on there. And First Blood goes over to Sparrow. Smash and grab onto 2. That's what they need to do. If they can kill the Sparrow, possibly they might be able to get 2 hills. Grux, can they get 10? Can he get another one? They're so close. There's one. Everyone is so low. The Creeper MVPs. We know that, son of a bitch. And now, he's looking for Sparrow. Oh, here comes Chimera. Chimera's going to go in there and should be able to hit him a couple times. And oh baby, 3 go down. That was just a back and forth. First, we saw Carbon try to go in unsuccessfully. Then Blood Groupies tries to punish it. They get a kill, and then Carbon NA comes right back and picks up 3 kills. So 2.5 minutes in, already 4 kills. I love this game.
Do you? Minions are the MVP, guys. We say that time and time again. Fairless should have survived, but Minions too strong. And look at this minion wave on the tower. They've got a siege minion, 3 range minions up here. Fairless is going to be able to come over and hopefully clear this up, but it's taking so much damage right now. Dear God.
Yeah.
Going to drop down to 50%. Well, GG tower. We do have a Live Lunatic versus Airless Hydra over here. Faye versus Iggy.
Yeah.
So
a little bit better than last time. Yeah,
much better. I mean, Faye can drop down a bud of obnoxiousness and clear up those Iggy turrets pretty well. So definitely much more of a balanced lane, I would say. But still, it's going to be one of those lanes where we see about 15 to 20 minutes of farming until a tower falls and we get a rotation from a jungler here.
Yeah.
Which is what we're expecting. Kalaribot, again, Gadget. We've talked about Gadget. Such a good hero. A lot of, I would say, a underutilized hero, kind of like Sevarog. Very, very strong hero with the slow and the mind. Great zoning ultimate. A really good early game push. Kalari's got to be careful here. Here comes Ravager. He's going to back off. He is going to be able to get away from it. So I mean, Sevarog in the jungle. We saw him lane. We've seen him lane a couple times today. But we are going to have Sevarog in the jungle.
Yep.
Focusing on those stacks. So Shane, I've done this. You've done this.
I don't know if I have.
No. You will. Wait.
Okay.
People get too focused on the stacks.
Oh,
and you see Sevarog not become a factor at all. Because he's worried about hitting a certain point. Hopefully Nerf doesn't fall into that. And he's cognizant of those rotations and actually being a jungler and help securing those kills.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting 40 stacks or whatever he's looking to get before he gets in those team fights. We've seen that just be downfall for junglers.
Yeah, I actually do the opposite, where I actually sometimes don't focus on it and find myself not stacking very well.
Which is bad.
Which is just as bad. Which is just as bad. It's still prime time bad.
Because Q can do a ton of damage. It also gives you, what is it, 800 health when you're at 80? Like, yeah. I mean, stacking is important, but making sure you're also being a jungler and rotating properly is a little bit more important, in my opinion.
So as far as this blue lane goes, we do see Live Lunatic is actually the one pushing the wave out. So this, I would say, is somewhat of a stalemate. I think once Iggy gets a couple levels, he'll start being able to push the lanes out a little bit better. But still, at least it's not going to be just one lopsided matchup. And I think that's really was the biggest weakness of the draft of game number 1. And so they've already remedied that. They already have put themselves in good position right from the get-go. Mid lane is the exact mid lane, the exact same matchup before. We're seeing a switch up of the strategies though. Before we saw an aggressive jungle steal. This time they're playing much more defensive.
I think it's because the draft is equal. You know, they're not having. I really think it comes down to the draft. Yes, they're playing a little bit more defensive, but I think it's because there's just good draft on either side. They had an advantage in the last draft with the steal, and then lanes being segregated, and they were able to roam more freely. I don't think they have that this time around, so they have to play a little bit more defensive.
So there was some very early kills. And now it seems these teams have decided to be like, all right, let's chill a bit. Let's chill a bit. Taking a look at the numbers, though, pretty much just 9 and 12s. No real discernible advantage. Maybe one for Chimera and Grux, but that's to be expected. Normally those guys do hit those a little bit earlier as they get the kills, and they also have the efficiency of the jungle as well. Let's talk about the black buff.
Let's talk about it.
It was taken, but I feel like at this point that they pick up the black buff and they just kind of don't do anything with it. Are they looking to dive for the speed boost? Looking to get in there, the Muriel ult, I love it, the aggressive offensive reversal of fortune, and then they knock him away out of the safety of his tower, and also gets the siphon stacks. Beautiful play right there. I talked about it before, where people see Muriel and like, oh, Muriel's just like this defensive turtle hero. But no, when you play her offensive like that, you utilize the knock-up and also the damage mitigation. It allows you to dive towers, it isolates a target. That was beautifully done, beautifully executed, and again, we talked about how the red lane was, the red lane was won handily for one team, and it seems to be the case again as Blood Groupies pick up that kill.
That was such a good play, Shane. Right? Hello? I love to see the aggression coming out of Muriel's like that. Like you just said, we've seen so many people just do this defensively, being able to secure the kill. They weren't even going for the tower. If they had the black buff, it may have been different. They were just like, you know what? Let's keep this ranger under farmed. It worked well for us last game. Let's just keep this ranger under farmed, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Picking up the kill on Blazemaster B, keeping him off the map, making sure he's not going to be able to farm effectively, and I love that play out of those guys right there.
Toadsma Goats, my man. Oh, Adrian, he goes forward. Smash grab, not going to land. I think he was maybe a little bit too early on that. He could have maybe waited out until Mr. Waco was in a little more predictable position. We saw that Nerfmundo and Kalaribot were thinking about flanking around as they were coming down the pipeline of the jungle, but not going to be the case. Sparrow just holding her ground, sitting here, even in the face of danger of a Grux and a Murdoch. Mr. Waco just holding ground, hitting those last hits, continues to farm, and get that power spike that those Rangers so love and so admire.
I want to talk about what Mr. Waco just did there. Wacko just did there. The sidestep.
Oh, so good.
The sidestep. I see so many players, they just back up, and it's like, it's going to hit you. It's going to hit you. Sidestep out of it. There's just, especially if you're closer to him.
Just listen to the anytime there's a Grux, just think electric slide. Just do the electric slide and just slide on over, man.
Also, another quick tip: if Chimera jumps on you, run at him.
Yep.
And he misses his ultimate. Hello, team. Pro.
Hello?
Hashtag pro plays.
Hashtag bless. Hashtag no filter. Hashtag DBT. That's what's going down today, guys. Over in blue lane, nothing. Mid lane, about the same thing. All the action concentrated on this red lane this time around. You see the you look at the warding out from Blood's Groupies. I love this defensive warding. Any entrance to the jungle or any wraparounds take away any potential ganks. At least ganks that will go unknown. So I really like the ward positioning. They aren't putting them directly in the lane where you normally see them, and it's very, very predictable. Instead, they're spreading them out a little bit, and they're not necessarily the most orthodox of placings, so teams are going to have a little bit more difficult time exactly triangulating where they are and de-warding, and so it's difficult to restrict that map control that they have.
Yes, chat, it is true. It is 100% true. I didn't just make that up for you. A lot of us want to run away from Chimera. If you run into him, his ult will miss. It happens all the time. I don't know if it's a bug, I don't know if it's intentional, but it happens all the time.
Now, if it's on the Clown Mirror skin, then what happens is he jumps at you, and you immediately get diagnosed with PTSD. It's terrifying. So,
I hate clowns.
Whoever thought of that, whoever thought to give Chimera a clown skin, congratulations.
Shane, so we're gonna do story time while nothing happens in these lanes right now. So if a fight happens, the first time I went out to Epic headquarters, it was in March 14th for that early access event. I'm sitting at lunch with Will, KL, and Chris, and we're talking about fear. Somehow we got onto the subject of fear, and I told Will if I ever saw a clown skid come to the game, I would stop playing the game. So I'm 100% Brackzilla. This is 1,000% his fault why there's a clown skin in the game, because he doesn't want me to make content for it anymore.
That was his way.
Thank you, Brackzilla, for putting in the scariest skin in the game. Fight's happening down here. We got a big ultimate coming out of Nerf Mundo. He's going to knock Live Lunatic and Rappergerger all away from him. So he's going to be able to escape. But yeah, I mean, story time ended with a ultimate. I think it's a good way to end story time.
I thought there was going to be some skills, there were going to be some kills, but unfortunately they heard that clown comment where like, nope, re-engagement, nope, flame belt, the root is there. The Fae ultimate is going to create some distance between the danger zone and the Chimera. So it should be okay. Airsick Hydra, out of mana, out of flame belch. Now here comes potentially a wraparound on Ghost. I don't think he realizes that. Using the ultimate, dodges the root. So he's going to keep himself alive. Where is he going to be flying to? He actually drops down. I wasn't expecting that. He faked me out too. And he goes right into the Tesla Dome. They got to be careful. It's going to cause the backup. They took down the Sevarog, but they're all so low. And oh my, Grux comes in here. And he's looking for kills. He's chopping away at Kalari bot. Can he get this magic grab onto two? Yes, he does. Can they continue to apply the pressure? They're wounded. They're bleeding, but yet they're still fighting. Not able to have the follow-up. Long Arm of the Law hits, but not going to be enough damage. Very, very close team fight on both sides of the field. Only one person goes down. And that is Sevarog. All the meanwhile, Sparrow. Looks like Sparrow is just bullying around Blazemaster B's Murdoch right now. And is making a big push on this tower. Might be able to pick up this tower. If not, it's not going to be able to, but it's still very, very low. And a moment's notice could fall.
Sparrow's still continuing to be aggressive in that lane, though. I mean, Fairless is coming back, so he's going to have shields and bubbles. I think this tower, I mean, if he had a black buff, tower would fall. I'd like to see a little bit more emphasis on that black buff. It is up. It's been up for a bit. A tower will fall, but I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more emphasis on this black buff to secure those just a little bit easier. Tower goes down. They're rotating over here, so Fairless and Wacko are going to have to back up. But great team fight that just occurred there. I mean, I thought for sure that Reversal Fortune was going to punish them.
Yeah.
And they were going to end up getting killed. Tesla Dome came down. And I was like,
oh, this is... It was like a zoning Tesla Dome.
I thought for sure it was going to end up being bad for them, but it was a zoning. It kept everybody back. They were able to get that escape. Good long arm of the law from Blazemaster B. Just not at the point where he's able to secure those kills.
The root on a Chimera, beautifully done. This might set up a wonderful kill. Here comes that inner fire, the conic auto attack from the Sparrow. You can't dodge those things. Drux is going to try to charge himself away to safety, but there's no tower there. There is no safety here if you're playing against the good old group of Blood Groupies. Can they get this last attack off? One more down. He goes. Miro picks the kill. Miro's a carry confirmed. Hauser drops the ultimate, more of a zoning tool. Trying to focus down Sparrow, but she's going to be able to get out. Falls back down, and all of a sudden there's a Sevarog behind you. They weren't expecting that, where Blazemaster B is going to get knocked up late, and Blazemaster B is going to get the Sevarog knocked into him. And Ghost in a lot of trouble. He's going to get isolated. Another kill going over to Blood Groupies. And they are continuing to make this big push. That wave is about a wave and a half. 2 range minions and a siege minion. They could potentially elect to push this tier 2. Looks like instead they're going to fall back, be happy they got the kills, spend, heal up, and continue to apply this pressure. Just like they did in game number 2. Game number 2, But, I'm sorry, just like they did in game number 1, this game number 2, no doubts about it, Blood Groupies has the advantage, but Carbon and A, they've are definitely showing more signs of life here.
Yeah, they really are showing more signs of life. I think we've got a better matchup with Iggy and Faye. I'd like to see the rotations start coming off a little bit more. At this point, it's just whoever's tower goes down first is when we're going to start seeing rotations come out from either Airsick or Live Lunatic. But better rotation over here. I think this game it's still not. They're only down 1 card level as of this point right now. Sevarog is doing work. I have to give it up to Nerf Mundo. He has been able to every time an ultimate goes off, he's right behind Ghost as Ghost lands.
Yeah.
He's helping secure some of these kills. They're doing a really good job. Orb Prime coming into play again for Blood Mortius. I mean, they picked Blood Mortius for Blood's Groupies. They picked it up at about 15 minutes. They picked it about 15 minutes first game, and they're doing that exact same thing. So expect a big push out of these guys coming right now.
Big old power spike once again. I am so surprised that more towers have not gone down, to be perfectly honest. But it definitely has been high action. 9 kills in 50 minutes, so about a kill every minute and a half or so. And as opposed to the first game that we casted. We don't want to talk about it. So, the push right here looks like it's going to be emphasis on the blue lane. And we talked about how, oh, look at Nerf Mundo is just like casually walking under it. They're trying to catch him back out. The fail plus the smash and grab. Muriel's going to go, but I think this reversal of fortune is going to be a reversal indeed. Knocks 3 of them up here. Here comes the Koenig auto attack once again from the inner fire. The Howitzer ultimate, though, they got to be careful. There's so much damage going down. Nerf Mundo is going to be able to get away with the skin of her teeth, but unfortunately with that retreat is going to leave Sparrow alive, and down goes Sparrow. And the re-engagement. Here comes Adrian onto Airsick. Hydra ain't got no mana. Has got to make sure he's got to keep himself nice and healthy. Nerf Mundo is hanging around, but he doesn't want to go down. All the meanwhile on the other side of the map, Murdoch was able to pick up a tier 2. Smash and grab onto the Iggy and Scorch. There's that R2000 rocket, and they bring down the tank man of Iggy and Scorch. Now Murdoch's rotating on to Gadget, because Gadget has been pushing a tier 2 for herself as well. So that was a very scrappy exchange all across the map. Things were happening right there, Josh. But still, we do see Carbon and A. Despite the prime card, they pick up 2 very important kills. I would say the most important kills they could get on the Sparrow and the Iggy and Scorch.
Can we? What was Nerf Mundo doing?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the behind the tower right there. I feel like they caused Fearless to ult a little bit prematurely. He went in, and yes, I thought for sure maybe if they would focus the tower would have followed a little bit quicker. But this is why you don't dive towers, whether you have the Orb Prime or not. Yes, towers are weaker, but still, it's not safe to dive towers. And he went through the back way, ended up causing his team to fall because of it, and. Very interesting. Ghost. Very interesting play out of those guys.
Ghost is going to be back to the void for him as he gets taken out right there. I looked at the screen and I saw Ghosts. Anytime you see the health bar of a howitzer suddenly jump up into the air, you're like, oh, that's an ultimate. that's the token way of knowing that a howitzer's ultimate when you're specking. It's just when that health bar all of a sudden just jumps 20 feet in the air. Have you seen the bug? I think yeah. Have you seen the bug where the howitzer ultimate doesn't have a cooldown? And you just jump up and down. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, that obviously is a very exploitable bug that gives Howitzer an advantage. But, man, is that funny looking.
It's hilarious if it's not being used against.
That triggered you so hard.
I got so pissed when I saw that.
It's so funny, though. Oh, man. So, Howitzer goes down, but he'll be back on the field. It's only 18 minutes in. Howitzer, I mean, he's only level 9, so the respawn timers aren't...
How is it only 18 minutes in, Shane?
Yeah, Howitzer's only 18 minutes in. He's level 9. Looking at the overall card experience, it's not as large of a gap as I thought it would be. No. Mr. Waco at 30 card points, Blazemaster B at 27. So Carbon and A undoubtedly doing a much better job, at least keeping themselves in this game, as opposed to game number 1, where they just felt down and out and just really weren't able to find any sort of breathing room throughout the course of the match. So a 1 card level between the 2 Rangers is otherwise negligible. And Carbon and A, they're down on map control. They're definitely, you know, I would say ever so slightly on the losing side of this, but they definitely, I mean, they got those 2 kills on Sparrow and Iggy. They protected the tower. Not only did they protect the tower, they won a team fight when their opponent had Aura Prime. So they definitely were able to consolidate, figure out what they did wrong in game number 1, and put on a much better performance here in game number 2. We'll see if they can continue and translate that into a victory.
Shane.
Hello.
Guess what happened?
What?
My game crashed.
Oh, that's okay. It happens literally every time.
It hasn't happened for a long while.
Yeah.
But I just decided that it was done playing the replay, and so we're going to give it a minute.
Back to Heroes of the Storm.
No, ew, gross.
So.
I can't believe you'd say that out loud.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised we haven't seen Kwong. I feel like Kwong is pretty solid. I don't know. I'm surprised we haven't seen Kwong, but I guess teams are probably still figuring it out and what's going on there. And guys, just so you know, Steel is not Rampage.
Hey, what time are you at, good buddy?
I am at 1943, 44, 45.
Tell me when you get to 1950.
Meow.
Got it.
Right here. Right now.
We did it, team. We did a thing. We did a dance. I'm at 53, 54. We good?
57, 58, 59.
What the crap? I'll be a second behind you. That's good, though.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, usually you're second
You shoutcast, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not very good at it. So, these teams are no longer like they're no longer going at each other's throats like they have been. I think they're starting to be like, all right, let's get some farm, let's push some objectives, and let's see if we can get something going here. I think more specifically, Carbon in A. Blazemaster B, again, he's doing a great job of dealing with these pushes. He was able to pick up that tier 1 tower in that last exchange with the Orb Prime, which went very awry for Blood Mortars, for Blood Groupies there. I keep wanting to call them Blood Mortars Groupies. We're like, wait,
so do I.
Adrian looking for a flank on him. Muriel, there is a tower there. At least, I mean, they could just literally run in there and hit it and it would die. Smasher grab's a little bit late. Would have liked to have seen that a little bit earlier, but even then, if it did land, then Muriel probably wouldn't have been able to get away. This tower's going to fall at just the first one little auto attack from Faye there. Yeah, she and it gets taken out right there. So the only tier 1 tower available here for Blood Groupies is that one in the middle, but the middle one is very, very important as it doesn't allow the team to just take full control of your jungle. You still have that vision and making sure the wave doesn't get pushed in too much.
So we saw Yoai Mikey put on a very good display of gadget gameplay. I want to give it up for Kalaribot, also putting on a great display of gadget gameplay. The ultimates, he's used the ultimates a few times for zoning very effectively. He's actually used the slow and caught people out of travel mode a few times. So we're seeing a little bit of a stalemate. Okay, they're going to back off. They were just warding this Orb Prime right here. But Blood's Groupies know 2 just backed. Are they going to try and go for this?
If they were all there, they could have committed to it potentially.
Okay, so yeah, I thought for sure. I was like, wait a second, they're just trying to take out that ward underneath the Orb Prime. Scummy ward placement, guys.
I hate it. It triggers me every time I see it.
Scummy ward placement. Put it underneath Harambe, that way you can't kill it.
Oh
awful,
man,
awful.
It's the worst. It's either you gotta hit him or you gotta hit the ward. It's frustrating.
Who does stuff like that?
I don't know, man. So they are gonna commit to the Orb Prime. So Carbon and 8, they're aware of what's going on. They know what's going on. But Blazemaster B is literally on the other side of the map. And even if he leaves right now, I don't think he'll be here in time. He is leaving right now, but it's going to take him a good while to traverse the map and get himself to a position. And with that being said, I think Blood Groupies, they're playing it safe. They're not committing to it. They're saying, you know what? We recognize that we have forced the Murdoch out of lane. And I think we're gonna have a little bit of a dancing game here between these two teams. A full just wait and see who's willing to make the first initiation, who makes the first mistake, and a little bit of a stalemate here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to this big team fight. You said it takes about 30-ish seconds to traverse the map from the other lane to where they were just at, even with travel mode. They could have committed and probably taken it, but I think this is just going to be... If Adrian grabs a smash and grab, do they go in here? Like, what is the call? Lanes really aren't stacked or pushing in anyone's favor as of right now. I mean, yes, that will change here in the next second or two, but it's not like there's an advantage just hanging out. Why not go pick up some jungle camps, go push some... Let's do something else, is all I'm trying to say, Shane. What would you do right now?
Me? I would say Muriel alt me, I'm going in.
Well, that's because you're insane.
That's because I'm aggressive. I'm all about that life. I'm all about that. Oh, you think I'm aggressive on this map? Oh, you don't even know.
Are they doing it?
No, they're just hanging out. They're waiting, man. They're biding their time. Look, they were letting the wave push out. The wave's pushed out, and the moment they saw that, they made the call. All 5 swept over to the blue lane, and they're gonna be able to pick up the tier 1 tower. Beautifully done. Outmaneuvered their opponent. And now Nerf Mundo gets a root onto 2. The Smasher Grab. Oh, he actually dodges the Smasher Grab, and he's just in there. The offensive Muriel ult. That's me. Ult me now, Muriel. I'm going in there. Swing and in right into the Tesla Dome. Beautifully done. But here comes Chimera. Eye Fearless is in a lot of trouble, but even he goes down, his job has been done. Ghost, he's going to get hit by that bomb and down. Kalaribot gets the kill. Howitzer, no ultimate, nothing like that. So Howitzer didn't get much value out of that team fight. And Carbon NA, that was just beautiful initiation right there. The knockback from the Sevarog into the Tesla Dome, an aggressive smash and grab, but it's not going to hit just off the mark as Fearless sidestepped and did that electric slide. Now Adrian's in a lot of trouble. Adrian is going to go down. And that is 2 kills picked up for Blood Groupies. Wonderfully done right there. Nerf Mundo, man. That was wonderful. I mean, I'm surprised he was able to charge that quickly, because the weight of his balls has to just carry him, just weigh him down, man.
Shane, are you still talking?
Are you there, brother?
Bro, I can't hear you at all.
Really? I think
when you go into rapper mode, I get no volume or no sound out of you from at all.
I'm like, are you dead?
When I can get in, like, okay, I don't want to cut him off because I know he's casting. So we'll just wait and wait and wait. I want to say good 5-man ultimate coming out of the Miro there. They're going to take this advantage. They're trying to get the orb prime. They need to be very careful here, though. There's the long arm of the ball. It was just a second. It was too early. They should be able to secure this orb prime. So, like you said, Shane, get aggressive.
Yes.
Nerf Mundo with that baseball bat.
Oh.
3, knocking them back into the Tesla Dome. I mean, really solid gameplay is coming out of Blood's Groupies. I really friggin' like this team. I really like this team.
So do I, man. I love Sevarog. I've been saying it forever, man. Like, Sevarog is just such an underrated hero. Such an underrated hero. Glad to see that.
He really is. He really is underutilized. I mean, we've in the past. I think a lot of people are like, okay, when they changed the passives, he was kind of they moved it into his Q. Built properly though, Sevarog can be the best backline, like the biggest disruption for team fights.
Yeah,
really solid hero. But it all comes down to how you play, because you can see a properly built Sevarog, but just not know how to utilize the kit, not know what to do with him. But I mean, Nerf Mundo knows what he's doing, and he doesn't have a bunch of stacks. He's only at 20, so he hasn't even really been focusing on stacks.
It's been working though, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the rotations from his team are on point. He doesn't have to really pick those up, so it's pretty amazing. Sev has picked every single match. Marty, we don't cast every single one of your matches, okay, buddy?
Thankfully.
Marty Riviera.
So, Ghost gets rooted up. He's in there. Forces out the Howitzer ultimate, so even though he doesn't get the kill, he gets rid of it. Actually, the Howitzer ultimate canceled. Put it on a little bit of a lower cooldown there. Smash and grab is going to hit Sparrow. That's a really important target. But oh no, the Fae pulls him back and then he goes back in. There's this little ping pong ball playing on the Sparrow, but it doesn't matter. The aggressive ult once again. Tesla Dome goes down, but it's not enough. Adrian's in there. The Flame Belch is going to isolate him, and they're just going to tear him apart. He's going to, one more, and there he goes. He gets taken out right there. They put down a ward underneath the tower just to make sure a sudden Kalari doesn't flank them. And now with no Grux, no smash and grab to be worried about. Oh man, look at that. He just hit it. He just clipped him right there with the ultimate. Blink Charm forced out. Blazemaster B doesn't have that. Now they're going on to Chimera. Don't know if they're going to be able to take him down, but still, Long Arm of the Law is going to hit, but I think that was just more of a try to just get their health bars low and maybe try to keep this inhibitor alive, but it's going to be difficult. 5v4 with an Orb Prime and an Iggy and Scorch on the opponent. This is going to be a staggeringly difficult defense. Howitzer does have his ultimate back up, though. He's going to use it, but the Creep don't care. They're going to go right into it. The inhibitor, more than likely going to fall as Sparrow, one more auto attack goes down. Nerf Mundo's in some trouble. The man might actually die. He does get taken out, but they will pay that price and then some when they get that inhibitor.
Oh, so aggressive. Continue to be aggressive. Airstick Hydra over here just picked up the kill on the Kalari or Chimera. I don't know if you saw that or not, because I can't see your screen or hear you at all. I love the aggression coming out of Bloodswordius, dude. I love it. I want to talk about something we just saw. The Orb Prime, power of the Orb Prime. Those minions just took a Howitzer ult and walked through it, Shane.
Yep. Oh, the aggressive Blink Charm forward for Mr. Waco right there. Absolutely love it. Adrian, they're trying to find him. I think they're chasing him right now. They just want to get down the Grux, see if they can get if they can get all 5 of them there. Adrian, he's tanky. He is going to be able to go underneath his inhibitor. Are they just going to go for the throat here? I think they are going to go for the throat. The Orb Prime, I believe, has fallen off. They're all pretty low. They all have low mana, but still, only Grux is on the field. We'll see if they decide to go for the push and go for this game, and it looks like they're going to commit. Adrian's the only lone Bastion to keep themselves in this smash and grab onto the one most important target. Ramiro's there to shield it. Speed boost as well. There's no more creep. Core down to 75%. This team is spawning right now. So if they can continue to do this, but I simply don't think it's going to be enough. Down to 33%. Adrian's trying to do what he can, but the speed boost is just too much. Faye Ultimate is going to pull Kalari back in. He's going to jump in there. Chimera looking for more core, down at 5%. Sparrow goes down. It's going to go down, but here comes Air Hydra. Fearless. One more auto attack from Miro. No! It's not enough. The core's still alive. They keep themselves in the game. The minions, can they go in there? Are the MVP? The MVP? They are! The MVPs of the match are always the minions, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Blood Groupies. They get that one last hit on the core, take this game. Congratulations to them. That was beautiful. What have how many times have we said that minions are MVPs?